Lester,
Yes, sir.
we're here in Springfield, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You're homeless,
Yes, sir.
living in your car.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
Well, this time, last time it started, I had a different car. It got T-boned. This is my second rendezvous with this kind of car. But homelessness is nothing to be happy about. I mean, yeah, you can put on a smile and fake it until you make it, but it's really something that's hard for people. It's even hard for the train guys because they don't like us on their property, much as less we don't like them on our property.
Well, I've seen police going back and forth
Yeah.
all day because of the tracks. I assume some of them are railroad security.
Probably so. No, those are actually police cars over there.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, but homelessness, living in Springfield is bad because the city don't want us here. I don't want to be here no more than I had to be here as far as homelessness, but that's about to change in a couple of months. I first started being homeless at the age of 5 years old. My dad threw me out of the house and told me I wasn't a son of his, and I took
At
off for
5?
At 5 years old, yes.
How does it? So you're the second person I know that was homeless at 5 years old.
How did that happen? I guess because my dad was an alcoholic and a wife beater and a child beater.
Yeah. But I mean, how does a 5-year-old survive? How do you...
I had a friend that lived upstairs over me, and I took off up there and stayed there for 6 weeks. This was in St. Louis, where I'm from. And the second time I was homeless was May 19th, 1969. I lost my mother. She died in my arms at the age of 15. And she was buried on the 19th day of May, and on the 22nd day of May, we had her funeral and everything, and my dad wanted to move another woman into our house, not 2 hours after she was buried, and I said no, and so I took a beating. That was my second time. My third time was right after Vietnam. I've been homeless, 20, 25 years roughly. I'm 63.
Oh my God.
And half of my life at least. This time 5 years, like I was saying. But third time is when we came back from Vietnam. Nobody wanted a Vietnam vet in their life or anything else. I stayed homeless until I met a friend, and he taught me into driving a taxi cab up in St. Louis. So that was in 73, maybe 74. And I was homeless then. I was still living in a taxi cab, sleeping at the cab company office every now and then. But it's hard. Homelessness has its perks, being good and everything else.
Well, all of life has good and bad in it, but homelessness, I mean, first off, nobody should be homeless in this country.
Well, I agree with you, but what are we going to do? We don't make enough money. I'm on Social Security disability. I make $770 a month. You got a car payment, insurance payment, rent payment, and there it goes. So what are we allowed to live off of?
And then you don't have any money for food.
No.
Go to movies, clothes.
Right.
Occasional beer,
No,
soda.
I haven't drank in almost 50 years.
50 years.
Almost.
Okay.
43, 44.
Yeah.
I haven't done no drugs in 20 years. Drugs was a part of my homelessness after my ex-wife and I divorced in 88. And she took my 2 kids to Texas, and that became my homeless point again in my life. But I didn't have my kids in my life and my ex-wife, and I still don't today. My kids don't want nothing to do with me. It's not because of something I done, except for not being in their life.
I'm sorry.
And then,
well, congratulations on being sober.
well, thank you. That's a hard thing too.
It is, and it's extremely hard to be sober when you're homeless. People don't understand that.
That's true because people don't care to sit down, listen, and study the reasons why homelessness can happen to so many people. I mean, you can have a $25 an hour job and one day and definitely be gone the next. And 2 months later, you're down on the road, down on your luck, and out in the streets. So it's hard.
And people don't understand. It's not just homeless people doing drugs. The people in the condos and the mansions.
Yeah.
And people use drugs, but if you're going to the bathroom behind a dumpster in a McDonald's parking lot, life really sucks, and drugs help cope.
Yeah, the guy I was working for out of St. Louis as a truck driver. I can't remember the name of the trucking company, but I walked in, caught him one day sniffing coke off of his desk. You know, it's no wonder you got a code all the time. That's what he always told me. I can't think of the name of the trucking company. Don't even know whether it's in business or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, 88 was the year my divorce. And I moved away out of Tulsa, Oklahoma in 90. And coming back up here because a friend of mine had died, and the last thing he wanted to do was make sure his kid was okay and his grandkids. So he knew I was coming back to St. Louis, and I got stuck here. I spent $1,000 on them for furniture. They didn't have nothing. They was living in a house with no food, no nothing, no refrigerator, and 2 little babies. So I spent $1,000 on them, and I was homeless again, thinking I'm going to go back to St. Louis and start all over, you know, because I know people up there. I still had relatives up there. But they didn't care. They didn't matter. Not to them, not to me. They mattered to me, but them not to me. I'll put it like that. So I didn't venture that way. I stayed in Springfield till, I think I took a trip up there just last year. Or no, this year. I went
So
up.
what's it like living in a car?
What's it like living in a car? Well, here, come on here, I'll show you.
Yeah. I know you're parked around the corner.
You got closeness, of course. You got danger. You got this. You got that. I made me a little bed out of a 3-seater Bob Buick Rendezvous. It's got 3-row seating, so I made me a little bed in the back. I got my clothes in between the 2 seats, and I got foam rubber and a couple, 2 or 3 blankets. And in the front, I keep my medicine with me and my drinks, of course, you know, lemonade or Dr. Pepper. But it's hard. It's hard because you got to go from here to there to there to there, even to get something to eat in this town. And you got to worry about getting your medications. You got to worry about getting gasoline for the next day. If it's raining and freezing and cold outside, you got to really figure out how you're going to stay warm the night before or the night after.
And you've been in the car for 5 years.
Roughly this time, yes, 5 years. I've had 2 or 3 places, but
And you're a wartime vet.
yes.
And isn't there any support to get you into housing?
Yeah, finally. But it's not coming from the government.
Yeah, it's coming from Eden Village.
It's coming from Eden Village. I mean, I haven't had nothing that the government wants to give me personally. Oh, you can take out a grant for housing or this for housing, but as far as sit down and give me something, I mean, this is the first year I've actually got a decent raise on Social Security disability. And I had a place right over here on West Central. And I got a $15 raise. My utility bill went up to $55 more.
Yeah.
So what'd I get? Nothing. Everything the government gives you, somebody else takes it away. And that's the way it is all the way around the world.
Tell me about Eden Village, because I just toured it. And we might have even gone through your cottage.
I don't think so. It's not supposed to be here until December 25th.
Okay, yeah. They had some models up.
Yeah.
I know we went through 2 of them, and people were selected.
Yeah. Eden Village is a godsend. I went out there and I worked to help bring it this way. Went out there and directed traffic on the day of a grand opening. Went out there and worked, just like I do right here at the gathering tree. I work.
Yeah, we're here. You're volunteering at a night center here.
Yes.
So you're homeless, volunteering to help other homeless people.
Right.
That's awesome.
Well, it's not only awesome, it gives you a sense of realization that what it's like from other person's points of view. That would be either being sober, drunk, high, or whatever. We're all human. We are all God's children. And, you know, don't get me wrong, everybody does their praises and glories and everything else, and we believe in God. And there's plenty of churches around here to go to get something to eat 3 or 4 nights a week. But
there's no housing.
There's no camaraderie.
Yeah.
There's no camaraderie. I mean, yeah, we'll come and feed you, an hour later they're gone, and you don't see them till next week. So what kind of help is that?
Where the Eden Village and the place here is creating housing that also has community.
Right, right.
And you're going to $300 a month rent.
Yep.
And that gives you money for your car payment, food, and your Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, and my medicine.
And your medicine.
We ain't gonna mention my cigarettes. I'm trying to quit.
Hey, well, you know what? Cigarettes is one of the hardest.
That's true. I've been doing this 51 years. Exactly.
When do you move into Eden Village?
I'm told December 24th of this year.
What?
Yes.
Right on Christmas Eve.
Right.
That is going to be one hell of a Christmas present.
Yeah, it will be.
I bet you're excited.
I am, but you know, you never look a gift horse in the mouth until after it's said and done.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
I am excited, and I'm not, because I don't know whether it's going to be a permanent resident.
So many promises people have made. Social service.
Right.
I think this one's going to happen, though. I just did a tour. I know Nate.
I know it's going to happen, but if I change my mind, you know, there's certain things that I had to turn around my life with because, like I said, my father was an alcoholic and a drunk. I had to overlook the people who was moving in there, and that's going to be hard. You know, that's the same way with drugs. I did drugs for 20 years. I'm clean, but I still have to overlook the people that's going to move in there. I got to figure out a way to where I can come up with this, a way to cope with it. That way it won't bother me and won't bother them.
Well, it's interesting because the battle often starts again when somebody gets into housing.
Yes.
Because you've lived outside for so long and you've developed, you know, how you eat, how you figure out to shower, how to go to bathroom, and your social structure.
Right.
And now you're in a box in a community where now there's other people. I mean, when I was homeless, I wanted to be by myself.
That's me.
You know, I didn't want to be around other people, but for a shower, I think this is going to be a good community.
We do showers here 5 nights a week from 5 to 8. 5 to 7:30. We cut off the showers at 7:20, and it's just like everything else, you know.
Yeah.
We live with it, and we survive the best way we know how because we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know how long God's going to let this happen for us. It could happen for a day, and it could happen until hell freezes over.
Well, I know we just met, but you seem like the type of guy that just makes the best of life, no matter what happens.
That's all you can do because you're not promised nothing. You know, sure, Eden Village is open, but I've only seen one person move in there so far.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. So is everybody else.
Well, I'm going to look you up on Christmas Day. Make sure you're inside.
Okay. I don't know which one I'll be in. I hope it's. I seen one down there that I liked. It had gravel around the trees, pea gravel, different colored pea gravel. Yeah. I don't want a green yard because I don't have a green thumb no more.
Oh, yeah, I don't either. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
My kids in my life.
Wow. Great wish.
My kids in my life.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't want to start crying, so I think I'm going to end this.
Yeah.
Have a good day.